Hey everyone, the Portrait here. For this video, instead of just playing music, cause I have enough purely portfolio videos already, I'm just gonna talk about random stuff. Pretty spontaneous, so I might jump around all over the place. Plus, some of you might find some of the stuff I say helpful in some way. Or you find it annoying. In that case, feel free to let me know and insult me in the comments. But be sure to make it clever. I hold you, my audience, to a higher standard. I never remove and censor comments unless it's against YouTube policy, especially with some recent changes that is freaking scary for creators. But that might be a rant for another video. I do want to get some typical FAQ I always see out of the way. I use soft charcoal. I have a video on what tools I use. I have a video showing you how I make my soft blending stump, which is what I use at the beginning of this drawing. I use hot eraser for hair. I have a video on whether I'm cooking. I have a video on what paper I'm using and what I think of its importance in practicing and improving your skill, which is different than what you would use for a high-end client. That's a whole different story. Okay, back to the drawing. This is a quick practice drawing. It took me 45 minutes, I believe, real time to do. I do those a lot actually, so if people like it, I will make more videos out of practice like this, and I'm gonna put the real-time video on Patreon for my, I believe, gold tier members. I'm always trying to give my patrons more useful content because you guys are what make all this possible. So recently I haven't been making too many YouTube videos, but that should be changing soon. I've been spending time making tutorials on Patreon as well as studying stuff that is outside of my comfort zone, like full body anatomy, composition, conceptual art. I think the future of art is really two branches, right? You have purely physical media fine art and pretty much mostly digital conceptual art. There's going to be some mixture in there and some weird little path, but those are the two main roads. I may talk more about this in another video. Alright, jump around again. Regarding the tutorials I make, the hardest part of making tutorials for the masses is that you are all so different and you learn things so differently. Like, I offer one-on-one tutorial service on my website, and it is way easier when it's one-on-one. 5 minutes into a conversation with someone, and let's say it's you, and I know exactly what your goal is, what makes you tick, what is the most efficient way for you to improve towards your goal. And really, ultimately, the value there is the knowledge and the time you save getting to the next level. Because until you get to a certain age, you don't realize how valuable your time is. It's your number one resource. And you hear this all the time, but there's a difference between you hearing it at 20-something and intellectually understand it, versus at 30s or 40s and beyond and understanding this much deeply from an experiential, is that a word? Experiential? An emotional level. So to save time and make the tutorials work for as many people as possible, in my approach, my course video is designed to be pretty dense and even potentially confusing from some of the concept I pack in there. But I know I'm going to make supplementary videos and follow along videos where those concepts will be put into practice. Like the recent tutorial video I finished is about shading, and I can do it in a very easy way, or I can do it in a more comprehensive way where you not only know how to shade based on what you see and then copy a reference, but you can change the shade value from the reference at will and the drawing will still hold up. Alright, ADD, jump back to this drawing. The process you see is pretty much the most efficient way I can use to draw a face. You do the underlying tone first, you do the larger structure and details later. And as the drawing flows away from the central focus, which is the face, it becomes more and more abstract and rough and stylized. And having a unique style is becoming increasingly important because the competition is tougher these days as internet melts away all boundaries. As an artist, your style becomes your personal brand. And don't confuse style with lack of ability. If you cannot draw well yet, you shouldn't call your weird drawing a style. That generally won't hold up. You need a decent foundation for your style to stand on. What else would I want to talk about? Oh yeah, a lot of art channels, especially big ones. I'm not counting mine as large channel. I don't think it's large enough. They are excellent. They are big for a reason. But I feel some of those the audience are missing information, especially the audiences that want a career in art. They might be missing some context. This probably deserves another video of conversation. What else? Well, come to think about it, there are a lot of topics I can talk to you guys about. Like, how would you price your art? What are different methods of practicing? Because the Chloe Morris pastel color drawing, which is like 8 years old, which is still among one of my most popular videos, that was my 4th color drawing ever. I kid you not. It's not because I have some crazy talent. I've been practicing a lot for that drawing, but I've been practicing without putting any medium on paper. It's all in my mind. I know it sounds weird, but I'm gonna lay out some of my weird methods and the mentality, which I think a lot of people can do, frankly. And if you are introduced to this process and you have a great imagination, it's going to drastically speed up the efficiency of your improvement. Okay, I think I have rambled on enough. I'll talk to you guys next time. Cheers!